Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm Joe Panther III, and now introducing the lovely, the great, Sunny California Girl. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I am. Sunny, the California girl, is a little tired today. It's a long day. But nice to be here, and thank you for having me, Joe.
No problem. So, let's get into how you got into the wrestling business with your family and everything.
Yeah, my dad was a big fan and friend of the wrestling in the late 60s, early 70s at the Olympic Auditorium with the late greats, Classy Flat. I always get tongue-tied with his name. Classy Freddie Blassie. Now say that really fast 10 times. I can't do it.
No.
and the Destroyer, Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant, so many of them. Oh my God, Rick Drayson, who I ended up dating in a later time. But we were there like Friday and Saturday, so we'd hop to there, and then we go to the roller derby for my mother. My mother loved the roller derby. So going for full circle, my father was watching a wrestling show on television. I was like 18, 19, and I was a swimmer model. So I was busy modeling, acting, doing other things. And I was living there at my dad's for a while. I just came back from Vegas. And he called me out there to watch the show, and it turns out it was Glow. It was all these women, larger than life, all different sizes, shapes, and colors, kicking butt in the ring. So my dad would never watch this stuff, so I was shocked. So he really liked it, because my dad was very macho and the old school wrestling. It's all about the men, not the women. It's the men. But he watched Glow and he liked it. And he said, "You should do this." And I said, "You're kidding, Dad, right? They'd kill me. I'm a track runner. What do I know about wrestling?" So I sent in my headshot and my resume, and I went to interview in North Hollywood, California. There was like 360 girls there, and I got bouncing in. I had blonde hair, tan. I was every bit of my character, by the way. The bouncy, always positive, always happy, always smiling. And I went in. Long story short, I got the audition. I went to Las Vegas, and I'm up against all these girls again because they weed you out. And there was like 70 of us, and then it dwindled down to 36 of us in the whole tryout period of the workouts, which were grueling. I knew how to do military push-ups and punch the bag and all that stuff. And to this day, it stays with me. I love boxing now because of that. Boxing is my number one go-to. And hence I have it on my forearm with my cancer warrior thing here. Anyway, that's it. Matt Simber, the director of Glow, picked our characters. So he was watching us as we're training, and he would analyze us. And how I got the character of Sunny, the California girl, was I looked like his ex-wife, Jane Mansfield. We were like twins, almost identical, which I had no clue at that time, And so I was the blonde bombshell, the dingy blonde that would come out and sing knockout jokes because I used to sing. And so I incorporated that into the ring as my gimmick. So that was pretty cool. But I never won because I was such a baby face. I always lost, and that's the sucky part. But oh well.
It's sort of sad for its time because my grandfather, he wrestled from 1955 to 1965, God rest his soul. He's the reason why I became a professional wrestling fan. And the names you said, Killer Kowalski and Classy Freddie Blassie and stuff like that, they actually hung out with my grandfather. So you may have met my grandfather when you were a young girl and you don't even know it.
That's true. When I was a baby, I didn't know. I wore the Destroyer's mask when I was in diapers. Yeah. How cool is that? And I got to meet him full circle at the CAC. Probably the first time I got to meet him. He signed my Polaroid with me in diapers. He signed it, and I was like, I still have it to this day. And in fact, you'll see right here. I'll show you really quick. Here's something, because that's how much I love the Destroyer. There he is.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. You have the bobble of him. That's so cool.
I do. I love you.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. So I am a fan. I'm an old school fan. I'm not big on the new stuff. I do appreciate the wrestlers now of today, but I still appreciate the old school ways because they all tell a story and it's all believable and real. It's getting back to that a little bit. The women are better than the men. They're selling it much better. just like UWW and WOW. WOW is the closest thing to Glow. It'll never be Glow, but it's the closest thing.
So,
Yeah.
any of the female wrestlers that were... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's
Any of the female wrestlers from, like, the... I'm saying from, like, the golden era to the Attitude era, out of all them, who would you brought to Glow with you?
back then, I would say the lead, the female Mae Young, hands
Okay.
down, Mae Young. She's the creator. She is the woman that brought everything full circle. She even trained the men in the ring at the Olympic Auditorium. So absolutely Mae Young. And my favorite wrestler today is Natalia still. Natalia, hands down.
Love Natalia. She's awesome. And it's like there was something I was looking on Instagram that got this person makes like pictures of all their accomplishments, the belts they've won, and Natalia doesn't have many. I was gonna comment, is this did you mess up when you were doing this video, this little picture? Because I know Natalia's won more belts opposite than WWE. Like, you know? So, like, you said you don't really watch a lot of the stuff now. Do you ever like go to like an indie show and just sit in the back row and just watch?
Yes. Though it's hard because I want to jump in the ring. So it's really hard to watch wrestling because I'm really judgmental, critiquing. It's hard. Yeah. And I want to get in and show them what to do and how to sell and how to slow it down and, you know, just get into your character, really believe in yourself. Because one thing with Glow, and whether you win or lose, you have to lose good. So when I lost, people thought I was really injured, that I was really hurt, because that's a good actress. And that's what it is. Wrestling is acting, and with Glow is isometrics. It's a lot of isometrics. You know, if you make contact, you're in trouble. We were fined. We were yelled out by Matt. You can't do that. In fact, one of the wrestlers got she was fired because she really pulled my hair and she spit at me, and she lit up her cigar and was blowing the smoke in our faces. She really thought she was her character, so she went way too far. So Matt fired her. We got into it in the locker room and stuff like that. So you just have to make it believable. I mean, that's the whole thing. If you're a crappy wrestler, then at least, you know, act, you know, make it believable. Or if you're really a great wrestler, you got to just, you know, you got to do it all. You have to have it. So back to the indie thing, when I'm there, I'm like, okay, that one was good. This one was, oh, I really want to get in there and help that one. So it's hard to be quiet in the room. You know, I like to be up front at the indie matches. I like to watch up close and personal. Just like I do my hockey games.
Ooh, who's your hockey team? Ooh, this is interesting.
Los Angeles Kings. Ooh. I love the LA Kings. I love 11-11. Kopitar. Anze Kopitar.
I grew up on Long Island, so the Islanders are my boys.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
The old school Islanders. For me, I'm 40. So I haven't even been.
Baby.
Yeah, I haven't even been to the new arena yet. My sister and her wife have been like 5 or 6 times. Even though her wife's a Rangers fan and she's setting foot in an Islanders arena, so apples and oranges, and she's a Met fan too. So I still love her. They're good people.
Yes.
Nassau Coliseum will always be my home.
Twin sister.
Yes, that's my twin. Yes.
So I married a twin. God rest his soul and her soul. They both died.
Oh.
I lost my husband in 2012. And his sister died, Michelle died in 16 of breast cancer.
I'm so sorry.
And my husband died of opioid addiction. So, but you know, the coolest thing is, being married to him, it was like, he went to get braces on his teeth. He gets back, he calls his sister. And they were like, he's like, yeah. She's like, what's wrong with you? And he goes, my teeth, it really hurts, these braces. She goes, what? She goes, I got braces. Without them being, you know, it's like this. It's like whatever they do, even if they're worlds apart, they do it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And I witnessed that being married to one. So I totally get it.
It's funny. We started a podcast and I'm getting her slowly into pro wrestling, and she went to her first independent wrestling show with me. So there's another promotion that if you're ever in Staten Island, New York, Warriors
Okay.
of Wrestling. They have another
Yeah.
have a good roster, a lot of nice men and women, and there's one wrestler in particular you would love him. His name is Tony Page. He's like little like me. He doesn't fight. He pugs. Like he's a pugger,
Okay.
and he punches and he headbutts when he fights.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
he's like that. He's from Brooklyn. He's a Brooklyn boy, and he talks with the Italian accent like that. But he's my sister. My sister's like, oh my god, this guy's so cool, and I'm just like, at first when I was like, I wasn't reading his character. I was like, I don't know, I can't, because first I'm at the show. I'm like
Right.
I'm green. I'm still green. I'm
Yeah.
going. I don't know these people. I don't know any of these wrestlers. And then I just was like, wow. Everybody sees me because I go with a blue jacket on, with my glasses
Right.
on, no hat, cubing it up. And everybody sees me with these. I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? He's part of the show. And I'm just like, hey, I'm Joe. Hey. So, like, with you, like, have you ever been, like, in public and you're out to dinner with your family and somebody sees you? Have you ever been
Yeah.
recognized in public?
Oh yeah, a lot. Well, especially with the blonde hair. Not so much now because I'm dark haired, but just if I'm in a wrestling type of course they do. Here, in fact, here's an example. I just got off with my new insurance broker because I moved. So I'm in Arizona. And I gave her my name and she looked me up. She Googled me. She's like, oh my God, are you the Patricia Summerland from Glow? Are you Sunny? And I'm like, yes. So, that happens just even like that. It's incredible. She goes, well, you're going to have to get more insurance just in case you get hit because they're going to want to sue you thinking you have a lot of money. And I'm like,
Jeez. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. I most certainly do. And it's a great thing. I was just acknowledged at the CAC, the Cauliflower Alley Club. I was awarded the Courage Award, which is it's amazing. The only other person that got this award, which was last year, which was Joyce Grable. Joyce Grable was probably one of the best female wrestlers. And she's in the hospital currently right now. So, I was honored along with CM Punk, Ron Simmons, So it's a great thing. And I recommend you guys going to the CAC, the Cauliflower Alley Club, because you get to hang out with all of us wrestlers, up close and personal. And it's a lot of fun.
As I said, I would definitely love to meet you, and I'd definitely love to meet more of the Glow ladies, because I had a chance to have Roxy on the podcast earlier in the middle of the year, and for you, I said you said you don't watch it, but watching sometimes when you put the TV on and there's like Raw or AEW on, what does it feel like to watch these ladies now doing what you did all those years ago, and they're just making a crowd and they're being in the main events and stuff like that?
Oh, I know. And they're getting paid like 5 times more than what we did. That's the thing. See, we paved the way for them. I get mostly questioned because of Sunny. I paved the way for Sunny. She's the 90s wrestler. I was the 80s wrestler. And Sunny's gone. She's done. Her life is over. Poof, because she did the wrong things. She made the wrong choices. And that's sad. I used to critique SmackDown, so I had my own show called, along with Rick Drace and some other big names in the wrestling business, Steve Austin and some others. We would have our show on every Sunday. Maria Menounos' show, AfterBuzz TV. So we'd watch SmackDown. I had to watch it whether I wanted to or not. Every Friday, I'd watch a show and I had to critique it. I had to critique the wrestlers. So then we go on our show and talk about it as old school pro wrestlers. So that was a lot of fun. But I don't watch it now. Yeah, I don't really, number one, have the time. I don't even watch my old stuff on Tubi and the streaming stations that we're still on. I watched the Glow Netflix, of course, because I wanted to know what it's like and how close it was to us.
Yes.
And the only thing that was close to our show was the camaraderie of the girls, the closeness that you would see there. In the third season, when they had the matches, that was very much like Glow. But the rest of it was over the top, and it was all not real. That's not what Glow was about at all. And Matt Simber didn't do drugs, and we didn't have a robot bringing us drugs or anything. And so that wasn't what it was about. I dated Matt, so that was kind of interesting. They put that in. Yeah, and it wasn't a sexual thing. It was just I lived at the Glow House, so yeah, it was interesting though, and we'll see if they bring it back. I don't know.
I've been
And we'll
watching
see
it.
what happens with us.
I found out I was supposed to have another Glow Girl when I did the podcast with my sister, and I got so excited. The person said, "Yeah." So I watched from season 1 all the way to season 3, and it started falling off. But I watched everything, and
Great.
my mom knew. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna have blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "I'm watching Glow." She's like, "I thought you've already started watching." Yeah. So, in closing, if there was any young male or female that wanted to get in the wrestling business, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would let them know that you got to make sure it's in your heart. That's your passion. Because wrestling is a lot of work. It's not something, most people think it's, first of all, they think it's really easy. They think it's fake. It's not going to hurt. They have no idea what's involved. You have to go back through your acrobatic training. It's a lot of work. You're going to get bumps. You're going to get bruises. I was injured 3 times and hospitalized, severe injuries from the beginning to the end. I started third season and made it all the way to almost the ending of the 4th season. So 3rd and 4th season, I was hospitalized on tour in a pile driver. BC had me upside down. She dropped me too soon. My hands didn't hit the mat. My head did and my neck. So they thought I broke my neck. I blacked out, went out on a stretcher, and they put it on the news. I heard everybody going, "Sonny," they were chanting, and I ended up in the emergency thing, and into the emergency room I go. And so when anybody says, "Is it fake?" No, I always say people are fake and wrestling's real, because it is every bit real. You have to know your stunt work, and you have to be prepared for that. So that takes a lot of will, a lot of passion, a lot of wanting. You've got to want it to get in there. And you can't just start at an older age. You better young to get in. The body can't, take that at an older age. Like if I was to do it now, I wouldn't go flying off the 3rd turnbuckle, and I'm experienced. So if you're not experienced and you're trying to get in your 40s, because I hear a lot of people, "Oh, I'm going to go wrestle." Well, good luck with your body and your bones, because you're going to take some hits, and it's not recommended. Younger, like you said, younger kids, I think, terrific. They have a chance, and they work their way up to get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It works well. Yeah. So I don't, like my daughter I trained. She doesn't want to be a part of it, but I had her in the ring in one match. She's like, "Mom, this isn't for me." So again, you got to really want it and get in there and do it. But believe me, your body takes some hits. So if you're older, I don't know. I would start young. I mean, we were fortunate enough to be in our late teens and our early 20s to get in the ring and do that. And that's probably the best time to start your wrestling career.
Sonny, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It really means a lot. And please tell the rest of your Glow friends that want to be interviewed, and the door is always open for any of you ladies that want to come on Dudes at Ringside podcast. I've interviewed tons of kids of like wrestlers, Jenny Santana, Roddy Piper's daughter. I've had Teal on here twice.
Yeah.
Twice, 2 times. Dudes and twins.
We love Teal. She's so sweet.
I love it. Damos is a wall. I'd be scared. Yeah. So, thank you so much. I'm Joe Panther III. Your turn.
Yes, and I'm Sunny, the California girl, shining bright. And don't forget to smile and lend a hug out there.
And we will catch you in the next one. Good night, everybody.